With 6 races to go in the regular season, the pressure for drivers without a win to save their season, and for others their career gets more and more intense. And today they face an intense track with an intense figure that looms over this fast, high-bank concrete oval. Miles the Monster feeds on carnage and will show no mercy to anyone that tries to conquer him. Welcome to the first day. Dover Motor Speedway is the site for race 21 of the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series season. It's the Autotrader EchoPark Automotive 400 here in Dover, Delaware. In his spotty conditions here in the first state at the Monster Mile, temperature is going to be blistering hot, but with the chance of scattered thunderstorms at around 20%, percentage of rain at 40%. Look at that temperature, around 90 degrees. It will be hot, so make sure fans will stay hydrated and the drivers will be cooking in their cars. Slight wind through the racetrack at 8 miles an hour west-southwest, but we can get wind gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. And welcome everyone back to episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jet. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Yes, we are counting down 6 races to go until we have our 16 drivers that will fight for a NASCAR championship. It's also the penultimate round of the NASCAR in-season challenge. We got a lot of stories, a lot of things to talk about. Let's not waste any time and jump right into it. Following Sonoma, Shane Van Gisbergen going back to back, but not much change in terms of the top 10. The top 3 remain the same of Byron, Elliott, and Larson, but that gap is getting closer and closer between the 24 and the 9. Now, Byron only has a 14-point gap ahead of his teammate Larson at minus 44. Reddick jumps up a spot over his boss, Denny Hamlin, minus 53 for Reddick, 62 for Hamlin. Only Byron, Elliott, Larson, and Reddick can leave this race as the points leader. Christopher Bell and Ryan Blaney remain 7th and 8th. Briscoe jumps up over Chastain, 8th to 9th, with Chris Buescher back in the top 10 in 10th, minus 168. As for the playoff grade, Shane Van Gisbergen now becomes the 3rd seed in the NASCAR playoffs, tied for most wins in the season so far with 3 to his name and 17 playoff points to his name as well. But not much change on the right side of the column. Tyler Reddick plus 149, he is above the cut line. Chris Buescher plus 34, Bowman plus 32. Bubba Wallace, despite his issues, did gain 1 point over Ryan Preece, now 3 points above the cut line, with Ryan Preece the first one out. Kyle Busch in 18th, minus 37, Allmendinger minus 50, and Ty Gibbs rounds out the top 20, sitting at minus 60. Now, qualifying was rained out. Practice and qualifying was rained out, I should say, due to rain. So the starting lineup was created due to the performance metric that NASCAR based on, and it shows Chase Elliott being the pole sitter for this race, with the other Chase Briscoe on the outside. Elliott, the 2022 Dover winner. Row 2 has Christopher Bell. Alongside him is Tyler Reddick in the 45. William Byron alongside Shane Van Gisbergen, his first top 10 qualifying position on an oval. Obviously, there's a huge asterisk next to that name. Row 4, Michael McDowell in the number 71 ride, and Joe Logano in the 22, with Ty Gibbs and former Dover winner Kyle Busch in the 8. Row 6 has Ryan Preece alongside his teammate Chris Buescher in the 17. Row 7 has Denny Hamlin, another former winner here, the defending race winner here, I should say. Outside of him is Josh Berry, sporting new colors in the Advanced Auto Parts 4. Row 8 has Brad Keselowski, another former winner here at Dover, although that was back at Penske. Alongside him is Alex Bowman, the 2021 winner. Allmendinger and Daniel Suarez make up row 9, with Ross Chastain, who has had a very good record here at Dover, alongside Justin Haley in the 7. Row 11 has the Cinderella story of Ty Dillon, still one of 4 drivers competing in the in-season challenge. He is starting alongside Bubba Wallace on the 23 ride. Row 12 has Austin Dillon alongside Todd Gillen. Kyle Larson, a former winner here back in the fall of 2019, starting alongside Austin Cindric in the 2 ride. And row 14 is the legacy teammates of Eric Jones and the driver that will be competing against Ty Dillon, John Nemechek, in the 42 ride. Round of the top 15 is Cole Custer and Zane Smith. Row 16, Ryan Blaney starting 31st in this race alongside rookie Riley Herbst. Carson Hocevar starting alongside Ricky Stenhouse Jr., an underdog potentially here at a race like Dover. Row 18, Cody Ware and Noah Gragson, with J.G. Yaley rounding out the 37 car lineup. Let's take a look at the opening odds to win at Dover, presented by DraftKings. These odds are subject to change. Denny Hamlin sitting at plus 500, with Larson at 550 and Blaney and Byron at 750. Then you got Elliott at 1100, Bell at 1200, pair of 1400 with Reddick and Chastain, Briscoe at 1600, and then a couple dark horses. You look at Kyle Busch and Alex Bowman, both former winners, at 2200. Some real big names that are some long shots like Logano, Hocevar, and Buescher at 2600. Gibbs at 2800, Keselowski at 2900, and then some real long shots if you're feeling real pretty about yourself. Hey, these odds, who knows what can happen. 3700 for Cindric, 5,000 for Priest and Barry, and Bubba Wallace sitting at plus 6,000. Now, like I said, the NASCAR In-Season Challenge is entering its final days at the moment. We are entering the penultimate round. 2 matchups, 4 drivers, John Nemechek and Ty Dillon, and then the 2 ties of Tyler Reddick and Ty Gibbs. I think it will be Tyler Reddick that will advance into the final round at Indianapolis, and I'm going to give the nod to Ty Dillon. I think that Cinderella story will continue just a bit longer. I think Ty Dillon will beat Nemechek to advance into the Indianapolis round for the final round to chase for $1 million. So I think the final round for the NASCAR In-Season Challenge at Indy will be Ty Dillon and Tyler Reddick. And now it's time to make the call. We all know what the story goes. Every week I make a post on my YouTube discussion page, giving you guys, the fans, the opportunity to say what is on your mind, what do you think is going to happen this upcoming race. We got 5 we're going to take a look at. Cito1101, he says, calling it right now, Ty Dillon somehow makes the final round at Indianapolis. Yes, like I said, I don't think it's somehow in the sense of, oh, it's crazy to say that. I think there's a really legit chance, a real possibility. Both Nemechek and Ty Dillon, I would say, are pretty similar. Both have had similar speeds. Both have had similar good runs of momentum. So it's pretty evenly stacked, but I'm going to give the nod to Ty Dillon. I believe he will get it done. Too Fast For You 127. He says Denny Hamlin versus Hendrick Motorsports to decide who will ultimately win. The race will be plain, but once again, a fun battle in the end. Yeah, so what you're saying is you think a repeat is going to happen, like what we saw with Hamlin and Larson. If that's the case, oh boy, Larson's not going to like that, especially if you got some air blocking in the mix. That will not be fun to see. But I do think it will be a good battle, but it will be interesting to see because Denny Hamlin is the favorite, but we'll see if he will be able to be there at the end. He does have some very stiff competition. Motorsports Fan 17, he says Bubba Wallace finally gets his 3rd career win at a crucial point where 2311 is forced to race as an open team to prove that won't stand in their way. Yeah, so this one, can't really comment on that much considering where I am at the moment, but yes, this is the first weekend so far. Dover and Indianapolis for both 2311 and front row cars will compete as open teams. Obviously, since there was not more than 40 entries in this race, they were going to make it regardless, but yeah, this is interesting, this new era with 2311, specifically with Tyler Reddick and his contract situation, but that would be a really good thing for the team if a 2311 driver were to go to victory lane here today to kind of, I don't say maybe stick it to NASCAR, but just kind of, you know, clear the air just a little bit to calm the waters. But for Bubba Wallace to do that, I don't know, that might be tough. This is one of Bubba's worst tracks. It doesn't have a top 10 finish. His best finish was 11th back in 2021. I feel like there could be speed, but will luck be on his side? We'll have to wait and see. Iceman says 2 first-time winners this week in Carson Qualifying Xfinity and Ty Gibbs in Cup. Also, Ty Dillon will beat John Nemechek, giving us a tie versus tie battle for $1 million at MIIMS. So, fortunately, Carson Qualifying did not win yesterday's race. That goes to Connor Zilisch, the other C driver. Ty Gibbs starting in 9th. That 54 team has been showing a lot of momentum in recent weeks, but it has been mainly on road courses. I'm still not sold yet if they can get it done on the ovals, but regardless, they have shown a tremendous amount of speed as of late. Ty versus Ty battle, I mean, it would be more fair, I will say that, than Ty Dillon and Tyler Reddick, but I like the risk. I like it. Ty Gibbs winning the Cup, I like the risk. And finally, Let's Go Larson 5. This is going to be a shock. He says, Larson stops the slump and wins with a dominating performance. I mean, yeah, and this kind of can lead into our storylines here, and that is the 5 car of Kyle Larson. You would think going to a track like Dover, he is the automatic favorite. Even though he is one of the favorites, he's not the favorite, and that speaks volume considering the fact that they have been on a slump since the double disaster that was the Coca-Cola 600 and the Indy 500. I mean, they've had some good runs here and there, but they are in a slump. But if you are going to be in a slump, now would be a good time. You don't want to be in a slump during the playoffs. But, I mean, this is the first time we are at a, I don't know, if you can't call it a normal racetrack because Dover is not a normal track, but it is the bread and butter of NASCAR. It's a high banked oval. And that is something that I feel like could maybe help Kyle Larson get back to his normal ways. But I don't know. I think there are some stiff competition, including his teammate, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has been fantastic in these last 5 races. Only one time has he finished outside the top 5, including a win at Atlanta. Now, granted, that's a super hybrid super speedway and road courses. Yes, that is very much different, but Chase Elliott has been showing speed overall consistently a lot better since even before the in-season challenge. They have been showing some momentum, have been showing some strong speed, leading some laps, being up front more. They haven't been able to get pit strategy to their liking or to go in their favor, but there is more raw speed out of that 9 car. And also when you consider his past success at Dover, he's a 2022 winner, and he also has the best average finish with a 5.7 in the next gen era, tied with Ross Chastain. You also got to look at Denny Hamlin. Obviously, you got to look at him as a favorite to potentially be the first driver to win 4 races this season. He absolutely, the defending winner, will be a favorite to win this race. Starting up front, he will, regardless, even if there is no practice, he's starting 13th, but regardless, no practice, that 11 car will find their way up to the front. So you cannot count out that 11 ride from having a shot at this race. You also have to look at maybe some sleepers, like a Kyle Busch. They've always had this tendency of starting out strong at Dover. They've won the last 2 poles, although one was delayed, or I should say canceled due to weather, but still, they've started off great speed at Dover since Kyle Busch went to RCR in 2023, especially last year where they led 34 laps, finished in the top 10 in both stages, and ended up with a 4th place finish. So they do have speed. That 8 car can show up to Dover with speed. So will he win the race? Probably not, but will he be a sleeper for a top 5 or top 10, maybe even top 5? Absolutely. As we take a look though at my Fantasy Live lineup, I got basically all Chevrolets with sprinkling a Ford and a Toyota. We're going to start off with Denny Hamlin. I got to include Denny. I haven't included him in the last few weeks. I also got Chase Elliott. I'm going to include him in my lineup. And I got his 2 teammates, Alex Bowman and William Byron. I got Kyle Busch because I do feel like he is going to be that sleeper driver. And I got Brad Keselowski. That 6 car, they found something on these normal ovals, and he is a former race winner at Dover. I feel like he could surprise some drivers here today. But the driver that I have winning this race, I got the 9 car, Chase Elliott. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of this 9 car. There is a bit more pump to his step in Chase Elliott. They've got a good run of momentum. They've been really on it these last few weeks, even before the in-season challenge, before Atlanta. I'm liking my odds. I think Chase Elliott will win at Dover. I think the siren will sound once again in Dawsonville, Georgia. So I got Chase Elliott winning this race. But what do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Shed from MDK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.